Yo, what is up, everyone? Happy Monday! Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone is doing very, very well. Without any further ado, let's get my fat head on the screen and see how we are looking today. Thank you for the follow, Bratters, my man. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Hope everyone is recovering after the World Cup madness. We had a generational game on Saturday night and a kind of a boring game on Sunday night, but can't be too unhappy with the results. Pretty good football. All in all, good tournament. But yeah, I hope everyone is recovering from any hangovers, any celebrations, commiserations, and ready to get into the charts. It's Monday. It's time to lock the fuck in. None of that celebrating shit now. It's Monday. We're here. Time to sit forward. Time to adjust your seats. Time to start paying attention as the market gives a little baby bounce. I'm not going to say it's bouncing yet, but a little baby bounce. Near looks pretty good. I'll say that much. Near looks good. Pulse looks okay. In the right areas, at least. Yeah, we'll look at all of that and more. All of that and more. Matt, my man, reposting the stream. What a legend. Hope you're doing well. USD Tabby. We are live. What's up, Flows? Good to see you, my G. We are live on my X, Kraken Pro X, Kraken YouTube, and my Twitch. 4 platforms. 4 times the platforms, 4 times the profits. That's a big NFA. NFA, full disclaimer, that was a joke. No profits. Profits are not guaranteed. How about that? What's up, Sis? Good to see ya. What's up, Marquise? Hope you had a good weekend. What's up, Film Ninja, my man? How you doing? Film Ninja, were you, I know you're not strictly from that part of the world, but were you watching the match? Were you celebrating? Your neighbor? What's up, Finchy? Good to see ya. Been a while. What's up, DJ and Gambler? How you doing, sir? What's up, DK? What's crack? Just leave right now. How dare you make a terrible pun on my stream? And it's Monday, man. We're 5 minutes in. Come on. Save that for later in the week. Marquise with the watch stream streak. 70 stream streak. We love to see it. It's a big number. Thank you very much. Best game on Saturday. It was actually a crazy game. Man, I tell you, I don't think I've had that much fun watching a football game in years. I was screaming at the TV. Me and Marquise stayed up watching it. I gotta say now, it was a lot of fun watching that game. 10 goals. England went up 4 and then looked like they might have bottled it about halfway through the second half. Great game. What's up, Velociravenous? Good to see you, sir. GM. Oh, you bet more than 7 goals? You won 20x? Holy smokes. How much money did you put on that? What's up, Dippy in the YouTube chat? What's up, Mr. Dokal in the YouTube chat? What's up, Shore Wallet? GM. What's up, Bloods Dev? Good to see you. Lower or I'll kiss everyone here. That's a serious threat. Sigamos adelante. I don't understand either of those words. Sigamos means we did something. Adelante sounds like al dente, but I don't think they're the same. What's up, Victor? Good to see you. What's up, Sniper Shark? Good to see you. You were crying with Messi. Streaming on TikTok when? Yeah, that's the good question. That's the question, man. But it's gonna be like. What's up, Sawyer? Good to see ya. Can I only see Twitch chat, or do I have 4 different chats at once? I have chat here, and 2 chats here. So I have all 4 chats at once. You can actually combine them into a multi-stream chat, but then I can't use my own chat for commands and things like that, so it's not ideal. So I just pop the 4 open. So if you chat to me, guys, if you talk to me in YouTube chat, Twitch chat, X chat, I will see it. What's up, 9 Manny? What's up, AAZ? Lots of faces in here today. Love to see it. The difference between France and England and the final was insane. It certainly was. Just $500. Bruh. You put $500 down and you got a 20x? You won 10 grand? That's more than I've ever made sports betting. Not that I do it too often, but that's yeah. Just $500. $500. You know how poor I am? $500 is a lot of money. The trifecta, Lutz, exactly. I know what to do. Yeah, exactly. Hope you're doing well. Only made 10K, exactly. What are we on now? 22 minutes out from New York Open. Speaking of using my Twitch chat, we will do a prediction. We're going to start the prediction. Last time, you guys got it mostly wrong. Bearish or bullish New York Open? First 30-minute candle. You guys have 20 minutes. We're going to start it now. You guys have 20 minutes. Pumping before New York Open looks good. Are we pumping though? I guess we have. It's been a little bit of an uptrending day so far. If you guys want to make predictions, if you want to have all the fun with us, you need to be in the Twitch chat. Unfortunately, Elon hasn't added that functionality to X yet. And X chat, no predictions allowed for X chat. Twitch chat is where the predictions are. My account is locked. Rekabul, are you the same person that was spamming the chat last week? I was very polite to you last week. As I said already, DM me and I will see what I can do about it. Like I said, I'm gonna try and be a good Krakenite. Try and help people in my community. But you didn't DM me. What you did was you spammed the chat like 20 times. So if you spam again, I will have to block you, I'm afraid. So please, just send me a DM. And I'll see what I can do. What's up, Michael Sailor? Micro Sailor. Even better. How you doing, sir? We can see the combined chat on the screen. Yeah, the combined chat is on the screen. That is correct. And you know what? And thinking about it, I mean, maybe I should just read my own stream chat, but I have a system. What's up, Nico Teki, mi hermano? Commiserations, brother. Hope you're not feeling too sad after last night, but I think hopefully you would agree that the better team won. Yeah, it was a GG. You guys did really well to get that far. Not a bad. I mean, people saying it was a sad end for the GOAT. It wasn't at all, man. He dragged his team to the final. A sad end would have been like something like getting knocked out in the group stages, or worse, not qualifying, something like that. It was a good end for the GOAT, man. Second World Cup final. An illustrious career. And what did he get, like 9 goals or something in the tournament? Good for him. Sports betting got to be better than trying to long XPL. That's true. That's true. What's up, Uba Dominic? Trifecta. Yes, sir. Neymar went out. It was a bad way to end your international career. Oh, you mean the Brazil match? Or Ronaldo, third final, yeah. You got 30K Florence to waste. There you go, sir. There you go, sir. All right, I think it's about time we got into the charts. Enough yapping. A little bit less of this, and let's see what we're cooking today. So we have our New York Open already coming in about 18 minutes here. Looking at the price action that we've had since Daily Open, which, because it's Monday, was also Weekly Open. See how I extrapolated that. Let's bring it to the right time here. Do Daily Open. So yeah, I mean, it's been mostly a range-bound day. We're very close to the price that, or within 0.2% of where price was when the Daily Open. Now we are getting a little bit of a pump into New York Open, but nothing much really. I don't know. To me, this is a range-bound day. I think we can actually potentially look to trade the New York Open reversal setup here. So let's set that up and let's see if there might be a trade to take. The trade that I would prefer to see is a sweep of these highs followed by a short. So let's just examine that idea. Let's just examine that idea. Pull the daily profile. Brother, DM me on X. I've already told you that. And one of my mods even... I mean, yeah, I'm on X, man. One of my mods even directed you. Come on. Okay. So, daily profile has been pulled. We have daily value. We have the daily POC. We are trading right around that daily PEC right now, which means zone of maximum chop. We have our daily high. Get a space there. These are all also equal highs. Daily high, equal highs. If I could type, that'd be great. If I could type, that would be great. Daily low is quite far away, actually. So I don't know, would this be one where we look for the full rotation? Because I could totally see us retesting somewhere around here and then bouncing. Oh, my trading view is smooth today for once. Oh, no, I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon, yeah. Trading view really likes to lag when I stream. No more shorting? Not necessarily the game versus Nori just being dog shit and injured all the time. What do you mean by that? The sad part of the game was the fighting. Understand they're angry at each other, but come on, we can do better. Why can't we all just get along, right? Spain completely shut them down, yeah. Chartists are down more than retail. What's up, Haj? Good to see you, bro. Text quality is on the stream is awesome. Yeah, we got a fix going. So the fix was very uninteresting, but I'll tell you anyway. My stream output is 1080p, but my screen, the screen I'm using, is 6K. So I was basically taking 6K and compressing it to 1080 and then shooting the signal out, and it was just making the text really soft. So to change that, I changed the palette that I'm working with on Streamlabs. It's no longer 1080. It's like 2400 or 2300 or something like that. It's like double. So now I'm sending a 6K signal to a 2.4K signal to a 1080 output. So it's a little bit more tranched and it works a lot better. Yes, these are the exciting things. When you guys think, what does Follis do in his weekends? He must be professional crypto trader, pro streamer. He must be having a good time. No, I am wrestling with Streamlabs and trying to make sure that we have a stream on Monday. Follis, bro, I would like to invite you on a live podcast. Osbra is doing it. Nice, man. Yeah, my streaming schedule is a bit chock-a-block at the moment. But feel free to shoot me a DM. The only fun part was the fighting, says Micro Sailor. Follow Follis for more IT stories. Yes, unfortunately, yes. What's up, Volsy? Good to see you, bro. Let's go, Uber Dominic. You guys think it's just trading? No, unfortunately, for better or for worse, the more time that I spend in crypto, the less time that I actually trade. When my first year trading, I was trading every day for multiple hours a day. And now I simply don't have the time. That's kind of why I moved away. I mean, I do these scalps because I like them, but my normal trading on my own, I don't really scalp that much. I used to do it a lot. I used to do that a lot. I just don't have the time to monitor position for 3 or 4 hours now. Yeah, so the idea here, hopefully, if I can draw this out, is that we will get something like this. Boom, 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 boom. No, okay, we're already the stream will be over by then. Something like this. Okay, and we get our breaking structure here, and we short there. That's what we're looking for. That's basically what we're looking for. We short here. And I don't think I would look for a rotation the full way. Maybe just tidy up these Tidy up these lows. Something like that. Let's make that white so you can see it better. Yeah, there we go. Something like that is kind of what we're looking for here. This would be a pretty textbook NYOR. NYOR. Your long ETH link LTC and short Tau. Interesting. Well, we won't mention the war. We won't mention the war. I'll talk about ETH link and LTC. How about that? The text at the bottom should be equal lows. Oh, sorry. It shouldn't be anything. It's daily low. It was wrong. It's not equal lows unless. No. This was clean, by the way. This was very clean. The way that this price got tidied up. So we had some equal highs here. Liquidity runs the market, boys. Don't ever forget it. Oh my goodness. We had equal highs here. And we had equal highs here. These highs got taken out. Boom. Went all the way down. These lows got taken out. Boom. All the way back up again. Very clean. Very clean. Clean up the messy weekend price action. How do you think Ireland will do against the Springboks? Ireland will get... well, I don't know, will we get hammered? But we'll be beaten by the Springboks. People are like... I always see this thing on social media before Ireland play like the All Blacks or the Springboks. People are like, "Oh, Ireland are cocky. They think they're gonna beat us. They think they know what they're doing." Man, Ireland's biggest critics are Irish people. There's not a single person in Ireland who thought that we were gonna beat the All Blacks. Not in Eden Park. Not a single person. Everyone knew we would get hockeyed. It was just a matter of what the scoreline would be. Trust me, Ireland's biggest critics are Irish people. So if you're a Safa and you're thinking, "Oh, Ireland getting cocky again," man, there's like the zero cockiness. We all think we're gonna lose. ETH from a weekly POV. We covered ETH on the weekly last stream, brother. We covered ETH on the weekly. I mean, nothing has changed here. This is exactly the same. Go watch the replay of the last stream. We covered it on the H12 and the weekly. That's what happens when the wokes are in the majority. I don't think it's anything to do with that, to be honest. We don't have a... we're not the same as the Americans. I always see such bipartisan... maybe it's just because my exposure to American politics is all through the lens of Twitter, but... it just seems like... it seems so crazy to me. Very bipartisan. It's like party over policy, you know? Which always seems so crazy to me. Am I a friend of Thread Guy? I mean, we follow each other. Never spoken, though. So, Rick, what do you think about it? 63k long? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right? And let's look at BTC on a slightly higher time frame now. I mentioned last stream that what we needed to do for me to be excited or keen to long BTC, I wanted to see a clean break above this channel, this red channel that we've been in for the last, call it 50 or so days, 45 days, 50 days. And I think at that, or around the time of that stream, we were seeing this. So we were seeing weakness. And I was thinking, maybe we roll over. Maybe we're going to come down. And I was looking at this 60k level, 60.9, 60.8, 60.7. I was looking at this level as being a potential reaction zone. Now, since then, I think my plan has changed slightly, or not my plan, but maybe my read. And that's based on the price action that we've kind of seen since then. The price action that we saw on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today. This to me looks like consolidation at the highs. It looks like consolidation at resistance. Can anyone tell me what consolidation at resistance is? What is consolidation at resistance? Who can tell me? As I find, let me find a schematic here that I can share with you guys. What is consolidation at resistance? What is accumulation at resistance? Yes, I'm looking for one word. Consolidation at resistance is... Come on, guys. Is expansion? Wes knows the answer. He's trolling. It's bullish, says Yo-Yo. There you go. Correct. Yes. Everyone's saying vaguely bullish things, but I was looking at for one word. Now, look at the accumulation schematic on the right here. Okay? And again, accumulation is indicative of price potentially getting ready for the next leg up. Right? That's all. Price moves in impulses and corrections. It moves in trends and ranges. Right? It moves in expansion and consolidation. Right? But in between those expansions, in between those impulses, in between those trends, the nature of the range that you get is going to tell you a lot about what is likely to come next in terms of the next segment of trending price action. So very often you will get, you know, you get this, and then you'll get a range, and then you'll get this, and then you'll get a range, and you'll get this, right? And that's fine. Now in each case, we can kind of look at this price action here, and we say, okay, well, it was clearly consolidating for the next leg up, clearly consolidating for the next leg up, right? What happens, however, when after a few of these consolidations, a few of these expansions, we get something that's a little bit more like this, right? Okay. Now, this is still a range, okay? You can still draw your range high here, maybe your range low there, something like that. It doesn't really matter. But this price action is telling us a different story to the price action that came before, to the ranging price action that came before, right? We'll call this accumulation. We'll call this accumulation. Okay. It's telling us a slightly different story. This is telling us that potentially the market may be about to reverse. Why do I say that? Because it is showing here that the buyers are no longer in control. The sellers are starting to take control. Okay, we're seeing a sweep here. We're seeing breaks of structure. We're seeing new lows. We're seeing a failure price to put in a new high. We're losing the range low. Retests are giving a bearish reaction. This to me looks like we might be about to leg down, and then we're on to the start of a new trend, right? So that's the importance of being able to differentiate accumulation and distribution. Now, is this like 100% accurate? Absolutely not. This is like 55% accurate, right? You know what I mean? It's like you're just trying to do better than the guys who are guessing. You're trying to give yourself a little bit of an edge when it comes to identifying this style of price action and what it is likely to lead to. So bringing that all back to BTC and our accumulation versus distribution schematic, what are we seeing here at channel high resistance? What are we seeing here at resistance? What does this range look like to you? We've seen an impulse. Now we're seeing range-bound price action. What's likely to come next, in your opinion? Buyers are in control. That is correct. Expansion, says Film Ninja. Yes. Expansion is more likely than rejection because we're consolidating at resistance. Consolidation at resistance is bullish. right? Accumulation at resistance means it's more likely that we're going to see an expansion out of the channel, out of the range, out of the accumulation, out of the consolidation, right? So for that reason, I'm looking at this BTC price action. I'm thinking, I don't want to short this at all, man. I don't want to short this because it looks to me like we're getting ready for the next leg up. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't still look at some low time frame setups here, but in terms of intra-week price action, in terms of swing structure, I'm thinking that the next expansion we're going to get is going to take us, you know, above these equal highs here, up to about 66k and potentially higher, up to maybe 67, 68k. Something like that. That's what I'm looking for personally. What's up, Druth? Yes, Druth says bullish. Druth is, he's frustrated at you guys. Jesus Christ, people. What's up, Kiko? A sign for further upward movement. Yes, sir. And that's it, guys. I can look at hype. We looked at hype already. Just last stream, and there isn't much to update. So that's it. So New York Open in 1 minute. We're going to go back into the low time frame and see what we get. But yeah, very clean price action. Consolidation at resistance. Remember that, because people often think that consolidation at resistance, oh, it's weakness, it's failing to get above resistance, it's failing to expand, this means weakness, this means we're going to reverse. No. Consolidation at resistance is normally the opposite. It's a sign of weakness from the sellers. It's a sign of lack of momentum on the sell side. Sellers are not forcing the issue. The more likely scenario is that the expansion higher will come. And New York has just opened. Opening bell. We need to get an opening bell sound effect. The fact that we don't have one is a failure. It's a failure on my behalf as a streamer. Now, what are we going to get? Consolidation above a breakout zone, resistance on the other side instead of just chatting up. Yeah. So, I mean, I think you're talking about balance versus imbalance, PA. Yeah. What's up, Wes? Can I look at DGen? No. You're banned from chart requests. No DGen allowed. You'll search one for me? Thank you. I actually looked for one a while back. I couldn't find. There was one that was very annoying. It sounded like a cowbell. More cowbell. You guys are probably too young for that. I'm too young for that. Still hasn't taken the liquidity at 67k. That is true. That is true. And there's an inefficiency here. I've mentioned already, but you know, when you analyze the volume profile for the ranging price action that we've kind of been in since February, we're basically bashing our heads the last month or two against this high volume node, right? Failing to get above it. Bash, bash, bash. Okay, if we can flip this, right, and this is what high volume nodes act as. They act as dynamic support resistance levels, right? It's just an area of high volume. The market has shown that in this profile, in this range, that's where a high number of buyers and sellers are willing to engage with price, right? Compare that to a low volume node where comparatively fewer amount of a lower number of buyers and sellers are willing to engage with price. It gives you areas of balance and imbalance, areas where there's likely to be a reaction, areas where there's likely to be comparatively less of a reaction. So for that reason, I think, yeah, I've said this already, I think that if we can clear 67k, there's a pretty big volume gap here, right? And that kind of ties in with, minimize this, that kind of ties in with this big inefficiency you see here, right? This is a very, very grandiose inefficiency because we had this big move down, big 20% drop here in just a couple of candles. And so far, we've only really retested about half of that inefficiency. There's another half up here that is yet to be tagged. So I think, yeah, I think if we clear 67, 68K, we go to 72, 71, 72 pretty quickly, but the hard part is the first part, right? The hard part is clearing. More cowbell. Gorlami gets it. That's even before my time, I think. I think that's... I would be surprised. That must be 80s, is it? Will Ferrell, Chris Parnell. I think... Isn't, Jimmy... Not Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Savile. Jimmy... It's old. Who's that talk show host? Jimmy Fallon, that's it, yeah. The guy who always laughs at the camera. And obviously Christopher Walken. Jimothy. Man. I saw that. I saw that and said to myself, if this was meme coin mania, that thing would be a $500 million coin. What price is it now? Jimothy coin. Can't believe I'm looking this up, but Jimothy coin. Jimothy the raccoon. It is 7.5 million? Does that make sense? Jimothy Rug Ball. Jimothy. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even find it. I'm really not good at the trenches stuff, guys. So you can send stuff my way. You can send stuff my way and I'll look at it. But I can't do the trench. I can't do the trench research myself. Did I say 6'7"? Did I? There you go. You'll be back to Chroma one day. Let's go, Flows. Hopefully see you there. Very soon, I hope. Hope everything's going well with you. Follis, thoughts on... I can't even say that coin, man. Come on, man. You're going to get me cancelled. You're going to get me cancelled. Let's look at Hyper Liquid. Now, Hyper Liquid, I said already, for those wondering what my plan is here, is that I will be potentially buying if we get a pullback towards end of year into this mid 40 zone. I think anything under 50 is probably a good buy. I'm personally looking for closer to 40. And I do think this channel is a bit janky, but man, channels are kind of OP this cycle for whatever reason. Maybe they always have been and I just never noticed, but I have become a channel maxi this cycle. I mean, I posted this chart when Hype was trading at like $77 or $76, and guys were like, everyone's waiting for that, bro. That means it's not gonna happen. Okay, cool. I mean, price is 20% down since then, so let's see. Maybe there is some follow through here. We are kind of in this low time frame range here, which is the red. The thing I like about this is that it would basically be a range low deviation, right? So imagine we get this type of price action over the next month or two, and then you get a boom, move down. Everyone's gonna panic, everyone's gonna sell their bags, everyone's gonna be saying it's over. But this to me would be a pretty textbook range low deviation. If we reclaim the range, then you know where the next port of call is. Range high liquidity, and Hype being Hype, I think probably goes to new highs at that point very quickly. And by new highs, I mean, you know, I don't just mean sweeping the high here. I mean going to triple digits. $3X combo by end of year. Well, I think that we'll get our lower prices. I've said this already. I think that the market, I think there'll be an AI unwind trade. I think there'll be a tech stock unwind trade. I think that comes after the Anthropic IPO. I think that comes after the OpenAI IPO. So what are those are scheduled for October, right? So October being the first month of Q4. I think we're looking at a Q4 bottom. I think it's going to come shortly after that. Markets tank towards the end of the year, maybe even bleeding into Q1 of next year. If AI and tech stocks pull back 15-20%, BTC will pull back 30%, and alts will pull back 50%, right? Or most of them will. I think that's going to be our crypto bottom. But look, it's all speculation at the end of the day. DYOR. Sorry, says Dom. Dom's trying to get me cancelled. Zcash. I mean, there's not much else for me to say here. I genuinely, I don't have a read on this coin, and for that reason, it's not really one that I want to be trading. I will say that it looks fantastic because we had this big sell-off because of the quote-unquote exploit. We had this consolidation range, and then we're back. We're literally back where we were before the exploit. We're back trading in this May value area. Yeah, I mean, it looks fantastic, but I don't see a trade here for me. There's no trade. Zero chance I'm longing this thing. But do I see a short setup? No. And do I want to short it even if I do see a setup? Also probably no. It's tough. It's tough out there. I don't have a trade on this, and I haven't had a trade on Zcash in like a month, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't need to be trading every single I don't need to be trading every single move in the market, every single coin in the market. Can we have that setting of your fair value? It's just 69, right? Some people use 68, some people use 70. I obviously use 69 because reasons, you know. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? How's BTC looking? Not much here. Not much. If the stream, because we do have to wrap things up in 20 minutes. If the stream ends and we don't get to take this setup, this is the setup you're looking for is a sweep of the daily highs. So daily high liquidity followed by an actionable breakdown, right? An actionable M1 breakdown. So, I mean, it doesn't need to be M1, it can be M5, but the nature of this trade, the nature of this setup is it's such a low time frame setup that you do need to be on the low time frame for it to play out, right? If you're on the H1 or the M30, you're gonna miss it, right? So you're looking for liquidity to be taken up here, and then wait for an actual something that you can short. Don't just short the first green candle, because you're just gonna get carried and potentially blasted out of the trade. Wait for something like this, you know, you're getting the, oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna have to stay away from that. Something like this, and then get this sell-off, and then maybe, you know, this sell-off, something like that. You know, wait for evidence that the market wants to put a top in. Follis, do you have experience wanting to be a swing trader, but noticing you're better at something else? Any advice on that? I mean, not really. I think like when I put my mind to it, I'm pretty decent at both swing trading and scalp trading. There are pros and cons of both. Like, this thing about scalp trading for me is I just don't have enough time to spend 4 or 5 hours like monitoring a trade and adjusting parameters and scaling in and out, and you know, it doesn't really work for me. And I know you might think, well, scalp trading is like in and out in 15 minutes. Yeah, I actually find a lot of the time the scalps that I'm in normally take longer than that. They can take 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. And because of the nature of you're trading quite large size, quite low time frame, you need to be able to adapt quickly if circumstances change. I do end up monitoring those situations. And I have like the opposite problem with swing trading, where it's like, I'll get into a swing trade and I find that I check it too often. Now, I've gotten a lot better at that for sure. I used to be terrible at that, man. I'd be checking price every fucking 10 minutes. And then like, I'd be trying to distract myself by doing other stupid things so that I wouldn't check price. And then I would end up like not being productive and not working. I've gotten a lot better at that now, but for sure. I know that trading can be something that I should do more setting and forgetting. Just set your order, get into the trade, set your stop loss, set your TP, and walk away. It's a skill I've gotten a lot better at, but that was a big challenge at the start. And when I say start, I mean like first 3 years. Day trading speeds up aging, yeah. You want me to look at silver? We can. So you want Asia high open? Yeah, you want the daily high to be taken, basically. What helped you get to be a profitable trader? The number one piece of advice I always say, man, is risk management. And it sounds like such a cliched answer, but I lost like 50 grand my first year trading, man. I really made every mistake you could make. And that meant that my second year, when things started to click for me, I was already starting. Like, it took me so long just to get back to break even. It took me like that whole second year just to get back to where I was before I even started. So that was quite a struggle, and that was a bit disheartening. If I was starting again, man, you know, all this learning that I was doing, all this, you know, paying my tuition, do that with dollars and cents, man. Do that with pennies. I was doing it with like, I was risking like $1,500 on a trade. Why? I didn't even know how to trade. You know, silly things like that. I burned through all the money that I had saved, and I was basically down to my last like 10K. And everything I made now is from that last 10K. But you know, I could have been starting with 50K instead, right? If I hadn't burned through all that money at the start trying to learn how to trade. It was silly stuff. That's what makes you who you are now. It's a canon event. That's true. That adversity definitely, because I at the start I was just doing I had a lot of bad habits. I wasn't really trading. I was just degenning. Like I was trading without a stop loss. I was letting myself get liquidated. I was just following influencers on CT that I saw post trades, and I was obviously getting into those positions late. Yeah, really bad stuff. But I guess in a way, losing that money and you know, getting knocked down, getting punched in the face so hard that first year, like I kind of have to sit down at the end of that year and be like, okay, well, I have two choices now. I either go back to, you know, my legal career, which I hated, or I actually sit down and teach myself how to trade. And yeah, I guess you're right. Who said that? S3B7. That's a good way of looking at it. I like that. What's up, Jonesy? Which reminds me of your advice on paper trading as well. Be careful with that. Yeah, that's the thing I always say about paper trading. Paper trading is okay and it has its place and serves a purpose, but if you want to get better at trading, you need to be risking a small amount of cash, small amount of capital, right? And it does not need to be a lot. It can be literally pennies. It can be literally dollars. You can risk $1 on a trade, risk $10 on a trade, whatever it is. Whatever is a small amount of money for you, but it should be something, right? It should be something, because the feeling of winning and losing real money is part of trading. That's part of getting better, and it's something that you need to learn. You need to figure out. You need to know what it's like to win money. You need to know what it's like to lose money, and you can't get that feeling paper trading. You simply can't. Now, that doesn't mean that you risk 10% of your stack on a single trade when you're learning it. The exact opposite. Risk 0.01% of your stack on a trade. If you're trading with $10,000, take 100 of those dollars, so that's 1% of your stack, and say, with this 1% of my stack, I'm going to take at least 100 trades. I'm going to risk 1% of this 1% for each trade. So I'm going to risk $1 per trade. And then at the very least, even if you burn through that whole $100 with 100 losses, which won't happen, but even if you do, you'll still get 100 trades and you'll be 100 trades better. Now, what's more likely is you'll probably get 200 or 300 trades out of it, because that's just the nature of learning to trade. Even random distribution, you're going to get a few heads among the tails. But that's your tuition, 1% of your stack. That's a way better tuition, right? And then do that again. Do it a few times. And at least then, you know, let's say it comes to the end of the first year. You've taken 1,000 trades, right? And you're down $500. It's like, okay, maybe that $500 is a lot of money for you, but that's 1,000 trades. You're 1,000 trades better than you were before. That's what tuition should be. Not getting liquidated for your full net worth and having to rebuild from zero. If you can look back over the preceding 12 months and say, oh wow. If you can look back over the 12 months that have just passed and say, okay, well, I lost 5% of my trading account, but I gained invaluable wisdom, invaluable experience. That to me would be a fair trade-off. You're still in your recovery arc? That's fair enough. What's more likely is starting out disciplined for 5 trades and then 10xing your risk, losing gambling next trade 1 minute after feeling bad and losing all. Yeah. You took a long at 64.4. It's a nice entry. What would you say to someone trying to avoid the same mistakes? Exactly what I just said. Ondo, I think we looked at Ondo last stream, didn't we? Maybe I'm wrong. I thought we looked at Ondo. I don't see it, What was my Ondo chart? Oh, maybe it was, was it on Pro? Ondo. Huh, maybe not. I should save when I do a drawing. I should just save it to my favorites. No worries. Well, let's mark it up again. I think the point I was making with this is that it really looked like a breakout. Bruh. Why is this dragging? My laptop is not liking what I'm doing lately. I don't know what the issue is, because I cleared out a bunch of stuff. So to me, this looks like a breakout, and now you look for the retest. So that's not to say that you blindly long. Something like this. I would like to see something like that. Draw this as your... We did, man. We did mark this up. For sure. I remember drawing this exact thing. Did it, my drawings get deleted? Huh. Maybe not. Ondo. Did we do it on spot or something? Bro, what is wrong? Am I doing something wrong here? Let me reset. Oh yeah, man. I knew we marked this up. So I was in the wrong section. I was in spot, but I knew we marked it up. There we go, and this is faster for some reason. Identical markups back-to-back streams, yeah. They're very similar. They're very similar. If you compare the markup that I just did. So we actually did, you guys can see, we started drawing this when price was trading at like 3037, 038, something like that. And since that stream, we are down about 9-10%. -1 over for the laptop. I don't know, man. It does that sometimes. I wonder what's running in the background that it gets real slow and laggy every once in a while. And like I reset it over the weekend, and I cleaned out old documents and stuff. I keep good. I look after it. I take care of it. But then randomly, sometimes when I'm running TradingView or trading software, it just drags. It's completely fine now. I'm not sure what that was. I might have a crypto miner. Don't think so. Don't think so. But maybe I do. Yeah, remember we spoke about how this was a high probability order block? Yeah, man. I'm not marking up Ondo again, but this is what we're looking for. I would be looking for longs. If we run the low one more time, I'll be looking for constructive price action around here, and then you bid the retest if we get a break of structure. Something like that. If you go all in, you only have to win once. I don't think that's the advice we want to give people. Can I give you one trade to enter in the short term? I did already. I literally gave you one 5 minutes ago. Have I used artificial intelligence in my trading? No, I'm probably a boomer in that sense. Maybe I should. Agentic trading. You were a crypto miner back in the day? The long idea here would be something like this. Potentially something like that. 444, I like that. So when you get these breakouts, this is very similar to the LIT chart. Typically, if there's an imbalance left behind, an inefficient move, you want to see price come back to fill that, and then new highs. Lots of buy side liquidity up here to target. Yeah, looks pretty good. It's actually one of the coins that I'm going to be watching over the next few days, few weeks. Looks really good. Like really, really good. You agree? You break even at 644. Oh, you longed? Yeah. Price just rolling over now. So it looks like we're probably not going to get our New York Open reversal. Sad times. I would have taken it live if we got it, yeah, but no live entry. No live entry, no party. Your time to go all in was the 17 cycle. Yeah, it's hindsight though, isn't it? It's easy to say that with the benefit of hindsight. Eric Crown built a nice tool and tutorial on using AI in trading. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's probably something I should look into more. I'm just a little bit of a boomer. Even like you know, writing the trading syllabus. Guys are like, you should get AI to assist you with that. I'm like, I feel like it would lose something if I did. The only thing I've used AI to help with is spell check. Like spell check, syntax, grammar. Because they're really good at that. They'll blitz through the whole thing and tell you sentence construction, things of that nature. That's handy. Solana. Yeah, let's mark up Solana. How about that? We marked this up already, I believe, on TradingView. The point I mentioned is that to me, Solana is in like this higher time frame range, and the argument here, the argument that Solana bulls are going to be making, right, this macro range, is that we've deviated the range, and if we can reclaim it, then we're going to rotate back to range high. That's the argument, at least, right? And you can even bring this down, go lower time frame here. Let's say you want to pull your volume profile from the February low to now. Gives you a very clean profile. Very clean indeed. Why don't I have... Huh. That's something that we need to fix for sure. I'm going to talk to... because this is like an out-of-date VP FOR tool. For sure we need access to. This is like an old version of TradingView. I'm going to be working on that. And by the way, guys, as a general point, like part of my job, part of my new role with Kraken Pro is to build quite literally the best perps trading experience in crypto. I'm not just saying this as a shill. So if you guys are using it and you have feedback for the team, or just something you thought in your head, like, damn, I wish we had that, or damn, you know, it would be a great tool, except they don't have this and this and this. Tell me, and it will go straight to the fucking team. If you tell me, it'll go straight to the guys who can make changes. So if you're using Kraken Pro and you have feedback, please don't keep it to yourself. Tell it to me. And I will make sure that it gets looked at and potentially implemented, right? So if you're a trader and you're using it and you're like, fuck man, it would be a great platform. It would be a great user experience if they had this and this and this. And I wish they didn't have this. And I wish they focused less on this, fucking tell me. I'll make sure it gets looked at. Your trade got stop loss. Anything you can do about that? Yeah. Rewind the clock. This makes the trading syllabus even more compelling and valuable. No AI slop. Yeah, but it also makes it extremely slow. Taking its sweet time. Make this coherent and fix typos is the most used prompt you ever used on AI. Make this coherent and fix typos. Typos for sure. Because sometimes they don't necessarily get picked up by Discord's automatic spell checker. So looking at Solana, let's assume that this is also a range going back to February. We are just now reclaiming this range. We are just now, after reclaiming the range, we're kind of retesting this value area low, range low support level. You can also kind of draw this across here and say that this is resistance that has been flipped to support. So I don't know, I kind of like Solana here. I think it makes sense to at least look for bids here. You can kind of draw this. This is a little bit speculative, of course, but you can kind of draw this as well as like a channel, something like this. Right. Reminds me a little bit of hype before we got that big move up here. Yeah, I don't know. I actually like, I'm liking Solana more and more. Oh, we've just come on, we've just come on the hour. I'm gonna wrap things up in 2 minutes. So Kraken don't get angry. I think for all my money, man, we're trading at a support level here. I would be potentially looking for a bigger move. If BTC can chill, if we get our upside breakout, which is what I think is coming over the next week or two. Yeah, I would be looking for a rotation here back to value area high, back to the 90 level, high 80s, 90 level, channel high, value area high, something like that. Yeah. I like the chart. It is a good one. All right, guys, we are going to call it there because we've hit the hour. Thank you very much for joining. This was a fun stream. We covered a lot. We're going to be back on Wednesday for the next edition of The Open. Same time, same place. So we will see you here next week. And I'm building a little bit of hype here, generating a little bit of excitement. Next week, we will be launching our new show. Our next show in the Kraken Pro content repertoire. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it's going to be very different to this show. It's going to be launching on Thursday. So Thursday week. Not this week Thursday of next week. So in about 10 days. So happy days. It's going to be a very different style of show. I'll give you a little bit of a hint. It's more of an interview show. I'm going to be doing the interviewing with a regular guest. Very smart regular guest. That's all. My lips are sealed beyond that, though. I'll give you a little breadcrumbs over the next few days. Take it easy, 9 Manny. Take it easy, Poom9. Thanks for joining. Film Ninja. Take it easy, Sizz. Take it easy, BK. Oh, pay the predictions. Oh my goodness. We nearly forgot. Yeah, man. It was a bearish candle. Wow, good thing you reminded me. I was about to log off. That would have been sacrilege. I would have done it after the stream, but then we wouldn't have gotten to enjoy the excitement of sharing in the redistribution of points. So let me do that now. Choose prediction outcome. Choose outcome. It was the Bears. GG the Bears. Take it easy, crypto guys. Complete prediction. It was the Bears. GG the Bears. Follis interviewing Joe Rogan, yeah. I'm not sure. Clown Machine says, show the dollar used to open the trade fees. Where would you like to see that, though? What do you mean, show? When NATO TG, is that your question? I'm more on the pro side than the NATO side, to be honest, or NATO or NATO. You're gonna rage trade BTC to make it all back. All right, guys, but that is a Oh, you want Kraken to deposit 1 BTC in your account? Yeah, I'm not sure that's the I'm not sure that's the feedback I can give. But yeah, guys, genuinely, if there is any feedback for the pro team about the user experience, user interface, just general vibes, feelings, any improvements you think can be made, let me know. I will make sure that it gets to the right people. And on that note, guys, we're going to call it there. Ran a little bit over time, but that's okay. We will see you back here on Wednesday, same time, same place. Until then, stay safe, try not to get liquidated, and we will see you next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Love you. Bye-bye.
This world, this place, is there enough time? This world, this place, is there enough time? This place, this place, this place.